Sejarah Taman Nasional Komodo ini pada tahun 1987 ini ditetapkan sebagai cagar biosfer. Kemudian pemerintah Indonesia pada tahun 80 menetapkan 5 taman nasional pertama, salah satunya Taman Nasional Komodo ini. Taman Nasional Komodo ini seluas 173.300 hektar. 70% wilayah Taman Nasional Komodo ini adalah lautan. Ada banyak pulau di sini, daerah kepulauan, 142 pulau dengan 5 pulau besar. Pulau Komodo, Pulau Rinca, Pulau Padar, Pulau Gilimutang, dan Nusa Putih. Di kelima pulau ini terdapat komodo.
Years ago, was shortly after the park was established, so everything was fairly new and pretty rustic, and they were trying to get a handle on what they could do within their capacity at the time to really provide an incredible visitor experience. So I got to work with 2 other Alaskan Forest Service employees, and we came all the way here to Komodo from Alaska, and we worked with side by side with our Indonesian colleagues. So part of what we tried to do is create interpretive signs and just directional signs that they could do it within their capacity, and so we kind of designed wooden signs with routed letters and paint. And so the next year when we came back, there was this beautiful, beautiful hand-carved wooden sign out of beautiful Indonesian hardwood. And I think as Komodo has changed over the last 20 years, I think this might be the very last sign that's left from our work 20 years ago. So it's really incredibly wonderful to actually get to see it.
Perkenalkan, nama saya Iwan Sari, saya seorang polisi kehutanan di Taman Nasional Komodo. Sebagai seorang polisi kehutanan, kami memiliki tugas pokok dan fungsi untuk menjaga dan mengamankan kawasan di Taman Nasional Komodo.
Tantangan yang berat di Taman Nasional Komodo saat ini yaitu tantangan perburuan satwa liar. Karena kita tahu bahwa komodo itu makanannya rusa, dan dalam perkembangan rusa itu dikejar, diburu oleh oknum-oknum dari luar kawasan.
Dengan kurangnya sumber daya yang kita miliki untuk melakukan pengawasan terhadap kawasan dengan luas sebesar 173.000 hektar, dan dengan sumber daya yang kami miliki tidak terlalu besar.
Dari 140 ada 21 wanita yang menjadi polisi kehutanan, dan 10-nya adalah seorang ahli polisi kehutanan, dan sebagiannya adalah polisi terampil. Nah, di saat pendidikan itu saya melihat bahwa wanita pun dapat menjadi seorang polisi kehutanan. Meskipun banyak yang beranggapan bahwa polisi kehutanan itu adalah pekerjaan seorang laki-laki.
My name is Ande Kevi. I work here since 2001. Komodo is a big impact, especially with the local people. I mean, like in Komodo National Park here, before tourism is ingress, the local people still live food is like fishing, went out for something like that. But the increasing for the visitor, the chance the live food now has become to the selling souvenir. Because the life is more better than before because of the national park.
The U.S. Forest Service International Programs Indonesia program has been partnering with the Puter Foundation for almost a decade now. The longevity and the success of that relationship is really due to the fact that the spirit of this partnership embodies the mission of the broader Forest Service, which is, caring for the land and serving the people. And I think that the Puter Foundation very much so embodies that mission here in Indonesia. All of their projects are 100% based on community engagement and community buy-in first before any project begins. And all of their projects focus on caring for the land in some capacity or another, whether it's their community-based firefighting projects or the Job and Hawk Eagle Trail Initiative. All of them focus on conservation and caring for the land in some capacity through the communities that surround them.
Well, thank you so much, Stephanie. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here in West Java. And I've been so fortunate to have, to be able to work for the Forest Service for 35 years. And much of my work has focused on using the wonder of nature, and especially critters, fish and wildlife, as a way to connect people to their public lands. And I think no matter where you are in the world, there's some intrinsic draw between animals, nature, and humans. And we've been able to use that as a way to help communities develop, like with the Copper River Delta Shorebird Festival, with bat festivals, and National Bat Week. And so it was such an exciting opportunity to bring some of that experience and some of the lessons we've learned along the way and share them with Taryono and Puter and help them get off the ground with the Job and Hawk Eagle.
Job and Hawk Eagle Trail itu sebenarnya inisiatif yang lahir pada saat saya ikut acara NGO Network di Udaipur, India, yang tuan rumahi oleh USFS. Masyarakat di sini dulu sering masuk ke hutan, ke dalam lah gitu kan, dan salah satunya berburu elang Jawa itu dijual ya sebagai mata pencaharian. Nah, dengan inisiatif Job and Hawk Eagle Trail ini mungkin kita bisa berkontribusi juga kepada ekonomi lokal, walaupun mungkin nggak harus, ya mimpinya bisa sebanyak mungkin lah, tetapi setidaknya ada fokus di mana atau ada penekanan bahwa institusi ini atau interface institusi ini bisa berkontribusi terhadap komunitas.